G'day, how's it going everyone? I'm Ogazed. Today we're going to talk again about the GoXLR Mini. Why after 7 years maybe still a good option as audio managing for your stream. Let's talk first on how does this product sit on the market. Then we're going to go have a look at the features, build quality, so on and so forth. Now, in regards to the markets, I have two honorable mentions. One is Voicemeter and Sauna.gg. They're both softwares. Voicemeter is very antiquated UI, where Sauna is a really good software. So if you're only looking for software, Sauna may be for you. When it comes to the hardware, that's where they both lack, because they work both with touch portals, they have plugins, but from my personal experience, they were very junky and I always had to go back and forth and try to fix them. So it's not really a turnkey solution. And to be honest with you, I was a very big fan of doing troubleshooting. Now, after 4 years that I've been doing this, the less troubleshooting I do, the more I can concentrate on the actual content. Now, we have Wavelink. They just released the 2.0 software. Wavelink is made by Elgato. And in order for you to access Wavelink, you need to have either an Elgato mic, a Wave XLR, or a Stream Deck. Let's talk about this. I've owned a Stream Deck Plus for the past 2 years. Even back and forth emails with Elgato, they ended up replacing it, so I sent back mine, they sent me back a new one. For the simple reason that Stream Deck Plus should work with Wavelink, but what happens is it may work once, twice, maybe for a month straight, and then it stops working. By stops working, I mean Wavelink doesn't recognize the Stream Deck Plus, so it makes the Stream Deck Plus useless when it comes to audio. And to be honest, I'm over this headache. I just want to set up that I turn it on and it works. I want to mention another 3 devices that support XLR, all 3. There are a couple of other devices that I do want to mention because that's what the market sort of is. Those are premium on the cheaper side. So like the Hercules 200 XLR. I have a video on my channel. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it. AverMedia Nexus and the Beacon Create mixer. Hercules 200 XLR and AverMedia Nexus, they don't just do audio. More or less like the Wavelink Plus. Yes, they work straight out of the box. They're really good. Hercules is better on the audio side, where AverMedia is better on the macro pad side because it's got a couple of more integrations than Hercules. And then the Beacon Create mixer is fundamentally a mixer. The software is really good, but to be honest with you, I want faders. Knobs just don't cut it for me. So what option am I left with? Cheap brands like Phyphon and Maono have tried to recreate the GoXLR with the faders, not motorized obviously, but with the faders, but they lack when it comes to submixers. And if you are a content creator, live streamer, you actually need submixers because you don't want to have the same volume as your audience has, or ideally you don't want to have it because the stream has to have a certain levels when it comes to audio, but you may prefer other volumes. So sub mixes are crucial, and also both Farfine and Maono are sort of alright when it comes to the mic, but they don't have those extra audio routing solution for a game, for your music, so on and so forth. So what's next? You have Rodecaster Duo and Mackie DLZ Creator, which both are on the very expensive side. I don't know where you are in the world from. I'm from Australia. Both of them, both of this device, they are about 800 Aussie dollar dues, which is about probably $500 American. It's on the expensive side, let me tell you. Even though when it comes to software, they're really good. Both Rode and Mackie, they know what they're doing when it comes to audio. But also, have you seen the physical device? They are huge. And honestly, I don't want a huge device on my desk. Yes, I have a big desk, but I like to have it empty that I can stretch my arms. You know what I mean? And when I play games, I want to be able to move my mouse freely. So, GoXLR Mini is still a good contender. Let's have a look at what's in the box, how it looks, build quality, and the features. And you'll see why I'm talking about this. In the box, very simple. You get a quick start guide. You get the USB-A to USB-B, and then you got the device itself. Now, it looks good, doesn't it? It's compact. It's honestly, so I look at my hands. It's definitely not that big. It looks really good from the front. You have the 4 faders. Then you have the mute button for each levels. And then you have the big button. Like if you say a bad word, you can press it straight away. And then you can mute the mic. Now, at the front, you have one input. At the front, you have one input for an extra mic that connects with RCA, and then another input for your wired headphones. Really good to see at the front. So it's closer to you and you don't need the huge cable. Then when it comes to the back, you have the XLR port. At the back, you have the XLR port. Then you have a line in. So for example, you want to bring in your phone or something that connects via audio jack. And then the same thing, you have a line out. So if you want to go to your speakers, you can. And then you have your USB port B that goes to your PC or your laptop. And the last one is the optical in, which means if you want to plug in a PlayStation or an Xbox, you can via this cable. As a building quality is heavy, like it's a bit heavy, so you can feel that there's something inside. Like it's a small device. Okay, looks really good. It's got holes on the side, so it doesn't get too hot, and it just looks good. You probably watched a million of these tutorials already. The only thing that I want to point out that I'm a bit disappointed is this a device that is marketed for streamers, right? We're going to have a look at how it looks when it turns on. But the thing that I'm a bit disappointed about is that is an XLR interface, as you can see at the back. So there's the XLR port in. Despite that, you don't have an XLR cable in the box, even a 1 meter one. I'm not asking for a 3 meter one, just a 1 meter one. Because if someone doesn't know, like someone is a new streamer and they don't know that they need the cable, they buy the device and then they can't use it. You know what I'm saying? Those cables, they're like $5, $10 on Amazon. I knew that the cable will not be in the box. Someone new maybe not. So just a little feedback. Let's go have a look at the software now and how it looks when it's loaded up. Here we go. This is the software. Before we deep dive, I want to say two things. You better start the GoXLR software in administrator mode, and also make sure that you download the right driver. I will link down below where to find both of them. If still you have issue, one quick fix that you can do is just go into System tab, and then you go into Help and Support, and then you go Driver Repair. It works flawlessly. You shouldn't have to do it that often, but it's something that can happen. Now, here is where you find as well the software updates, third-party info, and as well global settings. So you don't have to copy my global settings, but those are the options. Now, first things first, let's still have a look at the mic. I have plugged in my trusty former microphone, actually, the K688 from Firefine. So first thing first, what you want to do is click on mic setup and identify what mic you're using. As you can see, the mic is coming through because you can see the mic level, and then you can adjust the gain based on sound. Obviously, you better have a pair of headphones with you, wide headphones. That way you have no delay when you try your microphone. Then you press OK. And then same thing with the gate. What the gate does is cutting off sounds. So for example, you have mostly environmental sounds. So like maybe your chair or, you know, something happening around you. With the gates, all the sounds below a certain frequency do not get picked up by the app. So basically only your voice. Now you want to make sure that it's not set too high. If it's set too high, your voice will start clipping. So you will you will have your voice going in and out. So that's definitely not ideal. When it comes to equalizer, it's just a matter of listening. You know, if it sounds good for you, most likely it will sound good for your audience as well. Compressor, what the compressor does is basically compressing your voice. So when you yell, it doesn't go above a certain threshold. And when you speak a very low voice, that's when it boosts the volume of your voice. You can go a bit more in detail. There you go, enable fine tune, and you can do, just take your time. Just take your time and go through all of them. Next will be mixer. Now, it doesn't look like much, but bottom line is the inputs that you see on the device, both on the front and the back, that's what you have here. So you got your mic, you got your chat, music, game, console, because you have console plug-in, we were talking about it before, line in, system, samples. You got the beep volume as well, and then you got the outputs volumes. Now, with the latest updates, finally, Telecom has added submixers that you can enable just flicking that. Ooh, became double. Okay, so what it does is assign one mix to your headphones and one mix to your audience, one mix that goes to your speakers if you have them connected, and another one for your chat. This is really, really good. I'll tell you why in a second. So you will see the yellow one. It will be your mix that goes to your headphones, as you can see here. This button does connect, as you can see, link mix A and mix B. So if you unclick it, you can move this autonomously, right? But if it's enabled, when you move one, you move the other as well. If you want to do a quick mute, otherwise you may want to have your own volumes. You set up the volume for the stream, and then for you keep changing as you need. And the same thing for everything else. Now, line out, perfect. It will be the same as A, and then chat mix. We'll look at the routing table in a second, but it's good that we have a chat mix as well, which is the one that goes to your Discord or it goes to your Gilded. So people that basically play with you, right? Then you can configure as well the faders and the cuff button settings. I'm not going to go too much into details. I'm sure you've seen quite a few tutorials. This is for the light. As you can see, mine is all yellow, but you can change it to anything that you want, see? Or coffee mixer that would act on the faders, and you can change this different channels, and it will show as well on the app, on the software, and as well on the actual mixer. It will show you the different colors, and the same thing for global. I can change it to X, which is the X to the bottom. I like everything in yellow. Or you can do gradients. You can do you can do rainbow if you want to. You can do a simple, like I have it, rainbow dark, and you can change the colors. There you go. Gradient mode 1, mode 2. Waterfall setting. It's not much customization, but it's just LED, guys. Just set up a color and end with it, right? Routing table. This looks very complicated, but it's not. So this shows you what is going where. So you have one mix for your headphones, and as you can see, I selected everything. Then I have a broadcast mix where I have selected everything. I can just by clicking and then clicking is gonna take it off and put it back on again. I don't have console and line in, but I have music, chat, samples. The same thing for your line out, and also for your chat mix. You can select what is going to your chat mix. There is nothing worse than playing, I play FPS games, right? There is nothing worse than listening to someone that is streaming. It's painful. So this way, you can select your mic that goes to your chat, and maybe you want your system, for example, or even not that, just the mic. So a clean mic going out to your mates and end with it. And then we come back to here. Pretty straightforward. Now, what do you think about it, guys? Before I end, I'll show you how the mic sounds with the GoXLR. Right, guys? This is how the mic sounds. I think it sounds a lot better than the other microphone, not because of anything, guys, but because the other microphone is just better when I shoot with my iPhone. It just works better with mobile or directly plugged into the camera. For some reason, when you plug into the computer, I just couldn't find the right settings for us. And the mic that you're listening to is the Fifine K688. It's not the best microphone by any means, and I just literally plug it in and just let the settings that were on by default on the app, and this is how it sounds. What do you think, guys? I'm gonna close this video like this. I like the device, not because I bought it, obviously because I bought it, but yeah, you know what I mean. I really like the device. There is just enough RGB pure cornets that could satisfy most of the people. I set it up with one color, as you can see, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's got a few other settings, but regardless, it's a turnkey solution and this is what I was actually looking for. A turnkey solution, so I turn on the PC, live stream, or I record something, and if I need to adjust something on the fly, I got the levers, I got the faders, and that is it. Turnkey solution, no more headaches like I had with other softwares, no names, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So if you like this video, I'm sure you will like this video next or this video next, whichever side it is. I'll see you next time. Actually, I'll see you there, Hoodoo mates.